start there. And just bring your knees into your chest, have a little roll side to side. If you want to pull your nose to your knees, stretch out through the back of the neck too. And then find your way, head and shoulders resting down, and bringing the feet down, keeping the knees up. You can maybe walk your feet a bit wider so your knees fall onto each other if that feels good. And then either resting your hands on your belly, arms by your sides, or even taking them out wide. Drawing the chin in towards the chest, stretching out the back of the neck. And then allowing your head to just settle to a neutral position. Gently try and draw the lower belly down into the mat so you flatten out the lower back. And there shouldn't be, like a 10 out of 10 effort. We're looking at maybe a 3 or 4. Soften the face, let the shoulders be heavy. And let's take some nice, steady breaths to bring us out of our morning, onto our mats, into our bodies. If you can breathe through your nose, great. If you'd rather breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, that's fine. And let's begin with 3 or 4 in, and then maybe 5 or 6 counts out. See if you can extend your exhale. Couple more. And then perhaps allowing your exhale to return back to the same as the inhale. Or even just letting go of your breath altogether and trusting it to naturally flow for you as you need. Finding your fingers, finding your toes, scrunching the hands, wriggling the feet. And then really trying to press the lower back down using the strength of the front of your body, lifting your feet and bringing your knees back in over your chest. I've got my arms out wide to a T. I really like that in my shoulders, and I like to turn my palms down. But you can find whatever feels stable for you, hand-wise. And just let both knees fall all the way to one side. You could touch right down, just pay attention to the back shoulder. Or you can hover. Draw the belly back into the mat as you bring the legs back in through the middle and over the other way. And just move as fast as feels good for you, side to side a few more times. Just really feeling that pull down into the mat, making sure you're on your back flat before you head to the other side. If you'd rather do this with your feet in the mat, that's totally fine. One more. And then bring yourself back to the middle. We're going to extend the left leg away and then bring the hands across the right shin. Try not to hunch your shoulders up, but do feel free to pull the leg in. But try and keep your shoulders resting down, your face soft. You can squeeze that right shin, right thigh, right knee in as close to the body as feels good. And then we'll take hold of the right knee with the left hand, maybe taking the left arm back out, the right arm, back out to the side. And then draw the right leg across the body to the left side, taking as deep a twist as feels good for you. Breathe into it. Good. Let go of your right knee with your left hand. Slide your left knee up underneath the right, so you come back to that double leg twist, and then bring yourself back to the middle. Reach your right leg out long and take hold of the left shin. Relaxing the shoulders, but maybe drawing the leg in more with the arms. And then taking hold of the left knee with the right hand, maybe taking the left arm back out to the side as you twist across to the right, breathing here. Letting go of your left knee with your right hand, sliding your right knee under your left, and then bringing your left arm over so you come to lie on your right side. Just take a moment there. And then press the left hand down as you start to bring yourself all the way up to a comfortable kneeling position. So if you want to have something under your bottom, a block or a bolster, feel free. I've still got my eyes closed, but you're welcome to have them open. Just have a soft gaze, keep your face relaxed, and just bring your hands to rest on your thighs. Let's give the shoulders a nice big roll, one in each direction, big circle. And then bring your arms along by your sides. Using your next inhale, let's reach the hands all the way up. And as you exhale, twist and open out to one side, bringing your hands down in front and behind you. Inhale, back up tall through the middle. And exhale out the other way. Two more. Last one each way. And coming back to the middle, both hands up. Interlace your fingers, roll the palms up. And you could push your hands out in front if that feels better. Maybe pull the ribs in. Or keeping the ribs in, see if you can push the arms up overhead. Allow your shoulders to rise up to your ears. Try not to drop your head down into your shoulders. Good. Keep your left hand up and bring your right fingertips down next to your right hip. Use your next inhale to lift and lengthen through that left side. And then you could tiptoe the fingers away as you lean over to the right. Try and keep your left hip still on whatever you're sitting on. Try not to lift up and reach over. Good. Next inhale brings you back to the middle. Both hands up. As you exhale, bring the left hand down. Use an inhale to lengthen out that right side. And then creep the left hand away, keeping the right seat fixed. Breathe into that right side. Good. Bring yourself back to the middle, both hands reaching up. Big inhale. And as you exhale, turn your palms forwards and press your hands back behind you, lifting your arms as far back behind as you can, pushing the palms away. Breathe here. If you'd rather pulse the movement rather than hold it, that's fine. Space across the chest, the strength in the back of the arms. And then keep your belly on. If you need to bring your hands down to help you, that's fine. Otherwise, keeping the arms behind you as you fold forwards into child's pose. So keep your hips on your heels. Maybe you have a cushion or a block to catch your forehead. Keep lifting the arms up. And then let them rest next to your legs, hands by your feet, and allow your shoulders to roll forwards into the mat. Breathe here. If you have space, you could sweep your arms in a circle out in front of you, or maybe you carefully unfold them depending on how much room you have, and then bring the arms long in front and find your fingertips. So press into the fingertips and feel active through the arms, through the shoulders, through the chest. Let your head rest down, or you can prop it up. And then let's walk both hands all the way over to the left side, keeping that right hip reaching back. And back through the middle, all the way over to the right side. And back to the middle. And we'll do thread the needle now. So just sneak your left hand back towards you a little, and then thread the right arm out under the left, and come down to rest on your right shoulder or right cheek. If you'd rather lift your hips up for this, that's fine. Come back to the middle, bring your right hand back a little, and then thread the left arm out underneath it. Bring yourself back to the middle. Nice big breaths into the back of the body. And then bring yourself up to all fours. So just adjusting your stance so that maybe your knees are a little wider than your hips if that feels good. Maybe your shoulders, your hands, a little bit further forwards of your shoulders. If you've got blocks and you feel really heavy in your wrists here, you can put your hands on blocks and then you'll have more weight in your legs. Whatever works for you. As you inhale next, reach out through your spine, through your heart, lift your hips up. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, press the back up and open and pull your tail between your legs. Inhale, roll out long through the front of the body. And exhale, round and stretch out through the back. Two more, opening up into cow. And opening up into cat. Finding as much in each direction as you can. When you find your next cat, stay there. And maybe have a little wriggle, pushing the shoulders higher, rolling from side to side a little. And then we're going to head down into puppy pose. So if you want to bring something underneath your chest to support you, if you don't touch down to the floor, which is totally normal, then do so. Otherwise, just try and make sure you don't feel like you're suspended in your shoulders. So take your hands so you're in like an extended all fours. Try and keep your hips on top of your knees. Draw the belly in and try and tip the pelvis into a neutral position. Try not to start your puppy pose with your bum in the air and your belly down. Draw everything into neutral. And then sneak the hands forward as you press the chest down. Maybe a little bob feels good. Maybe you move from puppy into cat, finding that roundness in the back, and then the stretch through the thoracic as the chest drops. Breathe here. Lift up the head, start to sneak your hands back, not all the way. We're going to come down onto the forearms and then take your legs out back behind you, and we're going to try and hold a forearm plank for 5 breaths. So just check your elbows are under your shoulders. You can keep your knees down, but I suggest you tuck your toes so that you can really feel your legs fire up. Or you can push out through the heels. Try and round the upper back, pull the belly in, and breathe into it. Last one. Really keep this activation as you shift your weight forwards and bring yourself down onto your belly. Allow your legs to release into the mat. Untuck your toes, but still try and press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Bring your hands to where it's comfortable for you. Maybe it's a bit wider than shoulder width. Maybe it's tucked right in. You want to keep the elbows hugging into the sides. We're going to work through a little bit of back strengthening here. If you have a bolster or something, you're welcome to prop yourself up a little bit so you don't get stuck on your face. Just be careful with your lower back. So plug your feet into the mat. Try not to do all the lifting with a big bum squeeze. Relax your bottom. As you inhale, reach out through the top of your head and try and squeeze your shoulder blades together and down towards your hips. Just lift as high as you can using your back only. If your hands are in the mat, you're not pushing into them, they're just there. You can lift them if it's tempting, or reach them back. Breathe. When you get as high as you can with just your back, you could squeeze your bottom a bit and see if you can get any more. Try not to let your legs lift. Release down. I'm going to do 2 more like that, so feel free to modify and adjust things as you need. And when you're ready, finding 5 or 6 breaths for take 2. So find that length through the spine, lift with your back, add the extra pull from your bottom when you're ready, but if all you can feel is aggy in the lower back, you've gone too far, you're probably squeezing your bottom a bit too hard, which is fine. Glutes tend to think they know what they're doing in this sort of exercise, but actually they can sometimes just be annoying. So try not to be all bum, because it's the strength in your back that will help your posture, that will help you breathe well, that will help you lift safely. Your bum is a fantastic part of the posterior chain, but it's not the only part. Bring yourself down. Last one when you're ready. Find your way as long as you can. If you want to lift your legs this time, just remember to make them longer first. So shoot out through your toes rather than trying to pick up your feet. Find your way to wherever feels good for you. If you want to do just legs this time, that's fine as well. Breathe. Yourself down to rest. Give the hips a wobble. And we'll come and find half frog first to just reset. So leave your left leg long and slide your right knee out to the side, flexing your right foot. So your right toes are out to the side. You've got right ankle, the inner right knee, and some of the right thigh in the mat. You could put a block under your knee or a cushion if you like. You can have your head facing either way or keep it central. I've just got my chin propped up on my hands at the moment so I can talk. But breathe here. Right leg back next to the left, and keep the right leg long this time as you slide the left knee up, turning the toes out, trying to find right angles from hip to knee, knee to foot, toes to ankle. Feel free to change which way your head goes, or stay as you are in the middle. And then sliding the left leg back next to the right. I'll just open up the chest with some cactus twists here. So take your arms to cactus. You can always extend them out wide after you've started, but just be careful they don't come down below the shoulders, okay? So either T, Y, or cactus. Left arm first. Let's turn onto the left cheek of the face, bring the right hand in towards you, and then roll up onto the left hip, sliding the right knee in front of you. So that might be enough. Or you might want to bring the right hip right on top of the left and maybe roll the right leg all the way over behind the left. Feel free to straighten your arm out at any point. It'll give you probably a bit more room to twist, maybe a pull in a different place. Trying to keep the left shoulder and the head relaxing down. Back through the middle carefully and reset, and then we'll go the other way. So right arm in your cactus, left hand comes in towards you as you rest on the right side of your face and roll onto the right hip, bringing your left knee in front. And then maybe you continue to twist, exploring taking that right leg all the way, left leg all the way over. You can try straightening out the right arm if you like, or keep it in cactus. And bringing yourself back to the middle. Let's bring the hands either side of the chest, tuck your toes, press onto your knees. I'm going to try and go to all fours without being a wiggly worm. So with your knees in the mat and your toes tucked, you want to try and start to lift your hips a little so that when you press into your hands, your whole body comes up as one rather than shoulders first and hips to follow. So press into the hands, press into the knees, into the feet, belly lifts, hips lift, up to all fours. You can probably keep your hands roughly where they are and then push the hips back and maybe walk the feet in a little bit and maybe even a bit wider as you bend into your knees and really stretch the hips back for downward dog. Go ahead and pedal the legs, wag your tail, do what feels good. From here, look forwards between your hands, bend into your knees, and as you shift forwards into like a floating all fours, so bring your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, bring your knees down. Keep the toes tucked, pull the belly in, press into a cat back, squeeze the elbows together. As you start to shift forwards through a little baby chaturanga. And then push back to all fours. Open into cow. So reach the heart forwards, reach up through the hips, lift the head. Come back to neutral. Float your all fours and then push the hips back to downward dog. We're going to do 5 of those in total, so 4 more. So float forwards into your flying all fours. Knees come down as you round the back into cat. Try and keep as much roundness there as you can as you squeeze the elbows in, shift the shoulders forwards, baby chaturanga, push back, open into cow, stretching the front of the body, and then finding your neutral, floating into all fours and pressing back to downward dog. Okay, we'll do 3 more. Find your way. Last one. Back to downward dog. And from here, we're going to reach the right foot out behind and then bring it forwards outside the hands. Drop the left knee down, just have a little wriggle. If you want to bring a block in, you can, or bring your left hand just in a little more so you've kind of got like shoulder width between right foot and left hand. And then press the right hand into the right thigh as you twist across. Maybe you reach the right arm up. Maybe you want the right knee to fall out to the side so you come onto the edge of your foot. That has to be a decision though, don't let it be autopilot. If it feels good, you could try squeezing the left foot in and taking hold with the right hand. Keep the belly on. Pay attention to the tilt of your pelvis here. Carefully, if you've got hold of it, release the left foot down. And we'll spin back round. So we're going to bring the right hand inside the right foot this time. And then lift the left arm up. Try and just twist through the upper back first. Feel that. And then you can push out through the left heel if you like, so the left knee lifts. You can even turn the left foot flat into the mat so that you get a bit more opening through the hips. But you can keep this as a torso twist only. Just pay attention. Neither's wrong or right, just notice where your hips are and be aware of what that feels like. Good. Bring yourself back down. Taking your right knee back next to your left, tucking the toes and pushing back to downward dog. And then let's lift the left leg and bring it forwards, outside the hands, right knee down as you have a little wriggle. Grabbing a block or not as you creep the right hand across a little more centrally. And press left hand into left leg as you twist, reaching the left arm up maybe. Or even reaching back and squeezing the right foot up to be held. Remember, you can let that left knee fall out if you like. Just make sure it's a decision. Keep your belly strong so that your lower back is protected. Carefully release the right foot down. spin yourself around so your left hand comes down inside the left leg now. And twist the right arm, right shoulder up. Try and keep the hips square first. And then you can push out and lift that back leg if you like. Or roll the foot flat. Do what works for you. Just pay attention. It's, as I said, there's not really a wrong or right. There's lots of variance, both day to day in yourself, as well as within all of us, as well as within the practice. So just notice what you're doing, feel it, enjoy it. Just be present. That's what yoga asks you to do. Good. Bring yourself back down onto all fours. Maybe taking the knees wide this time if you don't already for your child's pose. Taking the hips all the way back to the heels. And then folding forwards. And maybe giving the arms a different shape this time. You could perhaps try arms long, palms up in front. Or bring your hands together behind your head. Or take the arms back around the legs and let the shoulders fall forwards. Releasing your arms out in front of you as you bring yourself back up to all fours, and then just sliding your knees forward. So you're going to come back to kneeling again. Feel free to grab a prop or whatever you like. I'm going to face away from you so you can see behind me. We're just going to work on one last chest opener in case you've had a lot of desk time or you're about to have some. So eventually this is a prayer hand position, right up in between your shoulder blades, and if that's where you're at already, amazing, just be all there. Other options would be prayer down, but your hands behind your back, or knuckles pressing together, or holding your elbows, okay? But what I want you to really pay attention to is once you've got some kind of pressure between the hands, that you lift up through your spine, you try and keep the ribs in, and you feel the strength of your body opening you up, rather than just the yanking around and the manipulation, okay? So find a comfortable seat, bring your hands behind you, and press them together. Really feeling the strength in your chest, like your collarbones moving apart, your shoulders rolling back and open, trying to keep the ribs in without throwing the bum out and chucking the chest forwards. We're going for 10 breaths, so once you find your kind of like maybe 6 to 8 out of 10, depending on how spicy you like things to be all there, and give yourself 10 breaths. And if this is quite a tight spot for you, like it is for me, go back to that breath we started with, extending your exhale by a count or 2. Last couple. Carefully finding your way out. Maybe giving the shoulders a few circles, maybe rolling fists to open up the wrists again. And then finding your way down onto your back. Feel free to continue opening across the chest if you've got a block or a bolster or a rolled up towel or something along your spine. That would feel really nice right now. You might want to come back to the position we started with, feet wide, knees together. You could have feet together, knees wide. Or good old starfish, with the legs out long, arms long. And perhaps before you completely cease moving, use a big inhale to scrunch everything up. Feet, face, fists, and all the bits between. And as you exhale, let go. Do a couple more if that feels good. And then allow your body to soften, to sink and to settle down into the support of whatever's beneath you. As you bring your attention back to your breath. Just taking a moment to be truly grateful for it. As it brings in what you need and takes out what you don't. And as your body and your breath settle, invite your mind to join. Not to stop or turn off, but just to settle as you become an observer without reaction. Allowing any thoughts or distractions to come and go without following as you let yourself rest. You did the best you could today, and that is always enough. As you feel the softness start to spread through the toes, feet, ankles, legs heavy as your knees, bottom, hips relax. All the way up your spine, your whole back, shoulders melting down, your belly soft and your chest open. The length of your arms, relaxing, releasing your elbows, wrists, hands, fingers. Your neck and your throat free, letting go of your jaw, lips, teeth, tongue. And your whole face soft. Cheeks, eyes, forehead, the back of your head, your whole body, soft, heavy and relaxed. As you bring your attention in. Either resting in the space between your eyebrows or in heart center. Gently starting to bring your attention back to your breath. Feeling that cool inhale fill you up. New space, new energy. And that warm exhale carrying away anything that no longer serves you. As you feel each breath, bring a little more energy in. Feel it start to build, start to spread. Down the arms to the fingers, down the legs to the toes. Finding a little wiggle, and a little bit more. As you reconnect your mind and your body with your breath, Shifting your attention, bringing back movement, piece by piece, toes to nose. Maybe stretching all the way out. Tuck it all the way in. And giving yourself a big hug. And say thank you to you for this time today. Time to explore, time to connect, facing challenges with courage, kindness, playfulness and patience. And taking all of that with you, along with the peace and calm that you've created into the rest of your day, into your week. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, carefully coming up to a comfortable seat. And once you're there, just rolling the head side to side. Coming back over to the right, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. And then maybe bringing the right hand onto the left shoulder and just adding some weight, leaning away from it. Release, roll the chin across the chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Maybe left hand to right shoulder. Rolling yourself back across the middle, just pausing for a moment with the chin, dropping down into the chest. Try and keep your spine tall, a little bit of a hug in the belly. And if you want a little bit more here, you could bring the hands gently across the back of the head. Don't pull down, try not to let the back round, just adding weight into that neck stretch. And release the hands. Lift the face to a neutral position. As you inhale next, bring shoulders to ears. Exhale, drop. 2 more. Bringing your hands to prayer at your heart. Just sealing in this kind, warm, positive energy that you've harnessed with your practice today, and storing it for when you need it next. If you'd like to join me in an Om, you're very welcome. Inhaling. Bringing your prayer to your forehead. Always think good thoughts. Your prayer to your lips. Always speak good words, especially to yourself. And turning your hands to your heart. Always do good things. Opening your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember you can keep in contact with the addresses on the screen. I'd love to hear from you. Namaste.